Well, hello, everybody. I'm Bert Cloud. I'm the new pastor here at River Road United Methodist Church, and I hope you're doing well. Listen, I want to spend just a moment with you with a forecast. My last name is Cloud. I want to give you a forecast. You get it? And I don't do financial forecast or I really don't don't do the weather, and I don't know what it's going to be like. Although I imagine it's probably going to be hot and rainy, certainly this weekend. But I do want to focus on the weekend and give you a forecast of worship for this Sunday. What it's going to be like in our worship spaces for this Sunday. So let me kind of try that and see what happens. So this Sunday we will have a kind of beautiful environment, certainly beautiful, maybe joyful at times in our worship spaces, but also we have 100% chance of questions. Yeah, so we're beginning a new series, worship series called The Questions That God Asks Us. And for the next few weeks, we will be, of course, as we're discovering things about each other. I'm new here. You're new to me. We're asking questions of each other. I thought it would be good to spend some time with the questions that God is asking of all of us in the scriptures. And so we will spend some time reflecting on those moments inside of the scriptures. There's some very beautiful specific ones where God asks questions, and there's things behind those questions, right? And there are responses that come from the people that hear them, the first time, but also an invitation for us to respond as well. So this Sunday, we will begin with the book of Genesis at the very beginning. And the third chapter, we'll start with verse 8 and spend some time dealing with one of those questions. Now, the context of that is, the universe, the world has been created and ordered by God. That's the explanation that we find inside of the book of Genesis. It's a complicated thing. We can talk about that. But there is this creation. There's the creation of people, and then comes the challenge, the difficulty for the first man and first woman, Adam and Eve, to live inside the garden, but also to stay away from that tree, right? So you probably know that story. There is the tree at the center of everything and an invitation to do not mess with, don't eat from the fruit, don't go near it. And there's a snake, but also there is some really bad decision making that goes on in the midst of all that. I'm getting notifications here. You may see that or not. Let me see if we can ignore that. I'll come back to those in just a moment. So there's a snake, bad decisions, and there is a really hard set of questions that come with that. So let me read to you from the passage, chapter 3, verses 8 through 13, and invite you to kind of reflect on this, maybe percolate on it a little bit, chew on it a little bit as we get together for our time of worship on Sunday. So here we go. Verse 8, by the way, I'm reading from the New Revised Standard Version. They heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden at the time of the evening breeze. And the man and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord among the trees of the garden. But the Lord God called to the man and said to him, "Where are you?" He said, "I heard the sound of you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself." God said, "Who told you you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree of which I commanded you not to eat?" The man said, "The woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me fruit from the tree, and I ate." And then the Lord God said to the woman, "What is this that you have done?" And the woman said, "The snake tricked me, and I ate." So there's a lot here for sure, and a lot to unpack. And certainly the details and how we interpret this story is a complicated matter. But the question here, where are you, is at the heart of a loving relationship. It's one of those kind of like difficult relationships where a bad decision becomes known. But then there is the loving relationship that surrounds the whole thing. So I want to spend some time with you with that and exploring that together in our worship on Sunday. Now, there's all kinds of things happening in the life of our church, and I hope that you will take some time to kind of look at the additional information that we will send out. We have a weekly email. You may have seen this video as part of that weekly email. Look through that because there's really great stuff, and also stuff that we'll talk to you about during the course of our time together. And, one of the things, like I mentioned, is we're in this season of getting to know each other, and I am having listening sessions that are really important to me, and also good conversation for folks who participate in that. So if you haven't signed up for for a listening session with me, I would love for you to do that. And you can find information about how to do that, certainly with the email and online here at the church. Listen, I'm going to let you go, and I hope that you will join us on Sunday. God bless you, and I will see you very, very soon. Take care.